Okay, good afternoon, everybody. I am here doing an interview with somebody that I thought was pretty interesting today. They didn't think that we were going to be doing an interview, and neither did I. Just happened to run into them. And I won't name them or anything, but can you just go ahead and give me a little bit of your background today? I wanted to talk about probation and probation violations. And can you just give me, I know it's different everywhere, can you just give me a little bit of your background, and I might ask you a couple of questions, please?
Well, currently I'm in Florida, and I am at a work release center in Florida, and I am been on probation, and I have violated my probation, which sent me to prison for 48 months. And the laws here in Florida are really tough for us felons. I've been in trouble pretty much all my life, ever since I was a juvenile. I'm 35 years old now. So, right now I'm at a work release center, and, they put us on these leg monitors in case people don't believe that you're talking to somebody with, can you see that? Leg monitor.
Okay, and you're on work release now?
Yes.
Okay. And so when you're on probation, I know it's a little bit different in every state and every county and stuff. But let's just say when you're on probation and you have the letter and stuff like that, what kind of happens when you're on probation?
You have to check in every month, or sometimes it's weekly. It depends. I've also been on house arrest, and sometimes they're a little bit stricter where you have to go on weekly. Also here in Florida, they have a curfew. See, I was a drug offender, and I would have to show up at probation from 7 o'clock, or have to be home at 7 to 7. So I would have to show up to probation every week too, and take a drug test and report to my probation officer and maintain a job and everything like that.
So you absolutely have to have a job. So would they allow you to work for just anybody or people you know and stuff like that?
If I have if I have any issues with the people, no, I could not work with them. Like, if it had something to do with my case, I couldn't work with them. Or if I had any conflict of interest, I couldn't work for them. But I mean, as long as I maintain a gainful employment, and I was okay, you know.
Do they keep you away from other drug offenders and drug addicts and stuff like that?
Yes, you cannot associate with felons, drug addicts, drug offenders, and without pretty much the permission of your probation officer. Say, I have a family member or something that's on probation or that's a felon, I would have to get permission from the courts or the probation office to be able to even reside in that residence.
What about leaving the county?
No, I would not be able to leave the county without permission, again, from the probation office. And I know on house arrest you will not be able to leave, period.
Okay, what about just regular probation? You have to get written permission even for a funeral, and that's sometimes that can take up to how long?
I mean, here in Florida, the regular probation, you would have to get permission to go places, if it's out of the state or city, and it usually could take a week, 2 weeks, maybe, I don't know.
Okay. So,
and then you have to have a travel permit or whatever for you to even, like, say you get stopped in Alabama or Tennessee or somewhere, and they see you're on probation from Florida or wherever, you have to show a traveling permit.
right, I forgot about that. I'm working on a case, and that's why I'm kind of curious, and that's why I'm asking you these questions. So what happens? I know you personally, and I know that you've violated probation before, and I know it depends on the judge. So, but what happens if, let's say if you were out and you violated probation, what happened to you? Let's just say you're personally, what happened to you the first time you violated your first probation? What happened to you personally?
I was held without bond. I went to jail and I was held without bond until I went to court, and I would not be able to get another bond until I resolve that case or I get put back on probation. And I think when I violated my probation, my felony probation, I was held without bond, and then I got put on house arrest.
Okay, and then did you violate a second time?
I did violate a second time. The second time they sent me to prison.
Okay, so they didn't play around.
No. And I had a paid lawyer every time too. Real good lawyer.
So you had a real good lawyer, and they didn't play around. They didn't ROR you either, did they?
No. You definitely were not getting no RRs, especially if you're a felon or on felony paper or anything like that.
Okay. Well, I really appreciate it, and I guess, is there anything else that you would like to say?
No. That's it.
Okay, well, I really appreciate
Just
your...
Everybody needs to stay out of trouble and not go that route, I guess.
Okay, well, thank you. Oh, can I just ask you one more question? I know, again, it's a different state, but do you, since you know people here and you've been in and out of trouble since youth, and you've been in prison and you are now on work release and you're wearing a monitor now, I'm sure you've met up with people, and I'm sure you've heard stories. Have you had the chance to run into anybody, and of course I'm no lawyer, but I have studied, like I said, I've been working on this case. Do you know what would happen here in Florida, or do you have any friends or anything that say, like, if you had a DUI third time, would you say that you would get a ROR?
No, I know here in Florida they would hit you with a felony after, I think the first time's a misdemeanor, but the second and third time, those are felonies.
Okay. All right. Thank you for your time.
Mm-hmm.